Good afternoon and welcome to a Facebook Live in our third annual summer series. I'm super excited that you're joining me today, whether you're watching this live or you're watching a replay. Today's topic is going to be about planting seeds in the writer's notebooks. I'm going to share with you 4 ways that you can plant seeds in writer's notebooks. And if you're just joining, feel free to say hello in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. I'm going to give it just a minute while people join. I know there's some people that wanted to come on live. But I've been talking about writer's notebooks for the last few days in this summer series, and I'm going to be sharing a few more videos this week about writing. Today is going to be about 4 different seeds that you can plant in the writer's notebooks, and then tomorrow I'm actually going to share 5 other seeds you can plant in the writer's notebooks. So that's going to be really great too. So if you're interested in writing and you're looking for different options for helping you get your writer's notebooks launched, go back and listen to the last few videos and also stay with me for the rest of this week while I share more. Hello, Melinda and Rebecca and Sharon. Hi, Emily. She said she's loving the series. I love seeing all of the same people coming back day after day. I think it's so fun that you hop on live. Hi, Michelle. Welcome. I know lots of people watch the replays, but it's just sort of even more fun when you're here live, right? Hi, Barbara. I see you waving at me. Okay, so if you want to watch other videos, go into the video section of my Facebook page. Along the left-hand side, it'll say videos, and you can sort through all of this year's videos. You can sort through all of last year and even back to 2016's videos as well. All right, so let's get into today's topic. Hi, Kathy. Welcome from sunny South Florida. So glad I didn't miss you today. I'm so glad you didn't either. It's sunny here too. I'm in southern Alabama. It's hot. It's very hot. But today we're going to talk about 4 ideas for planting seeds in the writer's notebooks. And the first idea I've already talked about a little bit in the last couple of days. It's about making lists. Now, the whole idea of writer's notebooks is to keep our ideas so that they can be safe and maybe potentially turn into a writing piece, and we can start to see our writing territories and all that good stuff. So I have my kids keep a writer's notebook, and I talked about that in a few episodes back, a few videos back, that you can go check out all the tabs for that. But what I wanted to talk about today is different ways that I can get them to plant seeds, because some of my kids come to me and they're really reluctant writers. Oh, I got to turn my notifications off. They're really reluctant writers. So they don't like writing because they don't know how, or they feel very intimidated by it because there's no one right answer. Like 2 + 2 is always 4. So they really have a hard time with getting themselves to see themselves as writers. In the notebook, that's where I kind of start with them, by planting seeds. So the first idea I have for you today is to have kids making lists. And yesterday I talked about this a lot, where you can have them make lists of anything, things that annoy them, things that they wish they could get for their birthday, things they would do with $1 million, places they want to travel. They can just make lists. And it doesn't have, a list is really easy to write because you don't have this pressure of writing these long paragraphs. And that is something that kids who are struggling with writing, they can manage that. They can take a little section and make just a little list of something. And then what I have them do is make a list. And then from that, I have them circle 2 or 3 things on their list. Say that they had 10 things on their list. They have to pick the top 2 or 3 that they like the best on their list, that they think they can say more about or they care the most about. They circle those or they highlight them. And then on the next page, they make another list with just those things. So if their topic was places they want to go on vacation and they circled Florida, SeaWorld, and Disney World, then they can circle those 3 and they can make a list for each one. So what is it about Florida that you want to go visit for? And what is it about SeaWorld you want to do at SeaWorld? So you're kind of helping them with the lists. You're helping them narrow down their topics, because that's another thing kids struggle with, is when they're writing, they write about like everything. And it starts out going in one way and then it ends up a totally different direction, and it's kind of a hot mess, and their topics are usually too broad. So by having them make a list and then finding things on that list that they think are the most important and making a list from that, you're helping them narrow down their focus so that they can write in more of a zoomed in way and get their writing really polished and finished in a nice piece eventually. So that's the first way. The second idea I have for you for planting seeds today is to have your young students copy a really good line from a book that they've read. So if there's a book that they're reading independently, a book you've read together as a class, a book that they've read in guided reading, have them copy one of their their favorite lines. Tell them which one of the lines in this book do you think the author did a really good job on? It can be a sentence, maybe it's 2 sentences, maybe it's just a really good series of commas and phrases. Have them copy that at the top of their writer's notebook in a clean spot, and then have them make up their own little story based on just that sentence or just that 2 sentences or phrase, and see how they make their own version of that story. That's something you can do to get them writing. This is really fun. And what I would do is I would model this for the class. So I wouldn't just have them go off and doing this on their own. I would actually model it. So we would take a mentor text that we've already read together, and I would pick out one sentence in that mentor text and write it at the top of an anchor chart. And then we would do a shared writing experience together where I would ask the kids to help me write something about that statement. And it could go a million different directions. And so I'll invite them, what do you think we should say about this? What kind of story should we make up just with this phrase here, just with this sentence? And I'll get their ideas, and then together we'll actually write a story on our anchor chart. And this is just me modeling how to do this for them so that when they go off and they pick a line from a book that they've read or something that they want to pull out, they'll be able to understand and see the process of doing that in their writer's notebook. So that's something that we do. And I always tell them, we're not worried about conventions. We're not worried about spelling. We're not worried about sentence structure, because we're writing in our notebooks and we're just planting seeds there. So writing from another writer's sentence is a really good way for them to see how other writers can help them, and they can make up their own stories from that too. That's idea number 2. Idea number 3 for you today about planting seeds in the writer's notebooks is to have the kids make a sketch a character, sketch a setting from a book that they've read or from something they're in their imagination. They can make up a character and sketch it, or make up a setting and sketch it. And sketching in the notebook is really great because it takes the pressure off of the writing portion right away. But once they start sketching, I always remind them, get as much details in there as you can. And then we look at the sketch, and I have the kids make a list of things they're thinking about their sketch. So details, descriptions, how would you describe the character? Would you name that character? What would you name them? And do all these different things with them. And then, of course, I will model this with my own writing and with my own sketch in my notebook, and maybe we do one together as a class, and then I have them try it out on their own. So they can do a sketch of a character from a book they've read, or a character from their imagination, or a setting from a book they read, or a setting from their imagination. And then what's really fun is you can put them in a writer's hot seat. So you'll have the kids take their sketch, go up into the front of the room in front of the class, and they'll show their sketch. They'll show the list of things they have on their sketch. And then we play like 20 questions where everybody in the class gets to ask that writer 20 questions about their character, and they have to answer yes or no. And that helps them decide more descriptive details about that character. So do they have any brothers or sisters? Did they get in trouble? How, what happens? And they have to answer yes or no questions. And then they have their pencil with their notebook. So as they're getting ideas from the kids who are asking them questions, they can write them on their list. And that's a great way to kind of build them up. I had one student one year, he was super dramatic. And when he came up to the writer's hot seat and he had his character, she was like a 75-year-old grandma. And he used her voice to describe her. So he spoke in an old grandma lady's voice. And it was so fun because the kids got to he took over the character and became her when he was in the writer's hot seat, which was really cool. So that's fun to do. I see all of you saying hi. Hi, Shelby, Melinda, Bonnie. Hello, Rebecca, June. Hi. Hi, Amy. Hi, Carolyn. That was my 3rd idea. If you're just hopping on now, you can always watch the replay and get all these ideas. Idea number 4 is to have students bring a picture from home. It can be any picture, a picture of their family, a picture of their bedroom, a picture of their favorite toy, whatever they want to bring. Have them bring a picture from home and then glue it into their writer's notebooks and write about it. They can make a list about things that they love about that picture, or memories they have, a list of memories that they have from that picture. So really getting the kids to be personal and personalize their writing is a big deal. Kids can write a lot about themselves. They're very self-centered. Let's be honest. Kids are very self-centered. They can write a lot about themselves. So the more you can get them writing about about themselves, the more you can start building that writing stamina. You can start building confidence in them as writers. And those are all really important things that kids need to have established at the beginning of the year. So number one, making lists and then circling things on your list and making lists of that to narrow down your focus. Number two, having a shared writing experience where you copy a great line from a book that you've read together and make it a shared writing experience with that, and then have the kids try it on their own. Number three, sketch a character or sketch a setting that's either from a book or from their imagination, and then have them make a list about that character or setting to describe it. And number four, have students bring a picture of something from home. They can bring anything from home that's appropriate, of course, that they can bring that's a picture, and then make a list about what's important about that picture, what's memorable about that picture, and so on. So those are the 4 different ways that I have for you for planting seeds in the Writer's Notebook today. Tomorrow, I'm going to share with you 5 more ways you can plant seeds. Build students' confidence in writing, help them build and increase their writing stamina, and really begin to start seeing themselves as writers from the beginning of the class, beginning of the school year, that really writers that have something important to say about the world around them. And as you're asking your kids to plant seeds in this way, you're going to, of course, first have seeds like that in your own writer's notebook, and you're going to be modeling it together. Maybe you do a shared experience, a shared writing experience, and then you could do that in whole group and in small group, and then you have them try it out independently. If you just say, hey, we're going to make lists today, this is what you guys are going to do because it's your assignment, and they're not going to do very good. So you have to model it. You have to maybe have some shared experience together, and then you let them try it independently so they can be successful. So that's all I have for you today. June says, makes me want to teach writing again. This can be incorporated into any subject, though. Yes, absolutely. I love you, June. June is actually a good friend of mine. I used to teach with June, and she lives right by me, and I was texting her this morning. Hi, June. All right, that's all I have. I'm going to be live tomorrow again at 2 p.m. Central tomorrow, and I'll be sharing 5 more ways to plant seeds in the Writer's Notebooks. I hope you all have a great rest of your evening. Maybe I'll see you in the webinar tonight on interventions if you didn't know I'm doing one tonight, and I am going to be doing that. You can register for free at jenbengelwebinars.com and learn all about it there. And I will talk to you all again tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central right here on Facebook Live. Take care. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.